Let me ask you a question. What if you didn't have to buy Zevirax, Famvir, Voltrex, or any other cyclovir medication again? Sounds impossible? I thought so too, before I discovered a big lie Big Pharma kept hidden from people like you and me for decades. Imagine, no more feelings of guilt and regret about your infection. No more obsessing of what you have or haven't done to protect yourself and others. No more paranoia about infecting someone you love or about other people finding out. You can leave the nights of nausea, headaches, and pain behind. The days with horrible fatigue will be over because there's a way to wipe out the root cause of herpes without side effects, and it's backed by several scientific studies. After just one treatment, it can end your nightmare forever, so keep watching. Now, before I begin, let me introduce myself. My name is Melanie Addington, and here's a picture of me and my ex. Why am I showing you this? Because a few days after this picture was taken, I got diagnosed with type 2 herpes, and he broke up with me. He said it wasn't his fault, and that he didn't want me to ruin his life. How could this happen to me? I asked myself. I hadn't been sleeping around. In fact, John had been just the second man I'd been intimate with. Out of the blue, some sores had appeared on my butt. I wouldn't have taken them seriously, but their constant chafing against my underwear drove me insane. Even when my doctor took skin and blood samples, I was more annoyed than worried. I felt he was cracking a nut with a sledgehammer. Imagine my shock when I was asked back for the results. Herpes. I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach. All I could think was, it can't be me he's talking about. Herpes sounded like a life sentence in solitary confinement. The only way to escape herpes prison was to die. All we can do is control your outbreaks, my doc said. He put me on a cyclovir, and the sores on my butt disappeared. But it wasn't the only thing a cyclovir made me lose. I started losing hair. And a ton of it. I panicked and asked my doctor. He confirmed a cyclovir can cause heavy hair loss, among other side effects. I switched to Voltrex. It made my stomach violently rebel. I couldn't focus on work and colleagues cut me out of projects. I had to stop with the Voltrex or my boss would have fired me. The sores came back and I was crushed. The drugs that were meant to heal had ruined my life. After months of suffering, I gave in to the pleas of my mother and let my father in on my secret. You see, my father is one of Britain's medical mavericks. You've probably never heard of him because he shuns the limelight. He prefers to help as many people as possible by working in the trenches. Doctors from all over the country sent him their hopeless cases. It had occurred to me to ask him for help, but I was embarrassed. Now he was my only hope. Like me, my father had been disappointed by Big Pharma. All the time they tried to get him to peddle their drugs to his patients. They do this everywhere. In the US, for example, they spend $61,000 on each doctor to get him to push their drugs. But my father rebelled. For him, only results count. And all too often, chemical warfare on your body isn't the best option. That's why he started to research natural treatments. Some of them so old, they've been used since Roman times. There is an even more important reason why my father avoids mainstream herpes meds. They don't cure you, they only hide the sign of your illness. But those herpes sores have a function. They're a warning sign from your body telling you there's a problem, much like the engine light in your car. Would you just cover that up so you can't see it anymore? Of course not. And here's a fact you probably didn't know. It's not much different with herpes. If you just cover it up with suppressive drugs, it still undermines your health. It can even kill you by swinging the doors wide open for an army of other diseases. For example, you are 2 to 4 times more likely to catch HIV, according to the University of Washington. And how about seizures and swelling of your brain tissue so bad it can burst your skull? What sounds like the sick script of a horror movie is called meningitis. It kills 11% of its victims, 36% of women, and 13% of men with herpes catch meningitis every year. And scientists from Wayne State University discovered that if you escape meningitis once, your risk of catching it again quadruples. For my father, this is an unacceptable risk for his patients. He had to find a safer way which addresses the root cause. While researching, he made an astonishing discovery. You see, the herpes virus has been known for more than 2,000 years, and our ancestors did know how to treat it. What happened to this treatment, you might ask? Well, a company that's now part of a $60 billion pharma giant, as well as an extended field study in Hungary, both proved it effective at killing the herpes virus. Big Pharma never gave a reason why it never released it on the market. But here's something to think about. This natural substance costs 66 times less than a cyclovir, and you can't put a patent on it. The story repeated itself in the early 90s when several studies, for example from the New York University Medical Center, proved the effectiveness of another substance against herpes. Again, it cost only a fraction of a cyclovir, and again, it couldn't be patented. Big Pharma decided to ignore it. You might be curious why you haven't heard about this. What about independent institutions, such as the American Herpes Foundation? Well, look who backs them. It's obvious. Big Pharma has only one plan: make money by selling overpriced drugs, not natural treatments they can't patent. They aren't interested in a cure. They only want to profit from your sickness. Fortunately, there's finally an alternative. It's already helped thousands of herpes victims just like you escape frequent outbreaks and the limitations they put on your life. People like Maria S. from Houston, Texas. After using this treatment, Maria wrote to me, "Melanie, before I found your site, I was having outbreaks every 2 weeks, lasting about a week, each time pulling me deeper into a slump of depression. And it went on like this ever since I got infected 3.5 years ago. My confidence hit rock bottom and I was even considering suicide. Now I've found your treatment and the outbreaks stopped completely. Moreover, the Western blot came back negative. I had tried all the prescription medication available for herpes and they did absolutely nothing for me. I hope more people discover your miraculous solution." Or Marcus W. from Parma, Ohio. "I've had severe herpes infection for 7 years. I've tried all the herpes therapies you can think of, including all the herbs, MMS, and ridiculously expensive ozone. What has brought me the most relief, and I mean no more symptoms, and they couldn't find a trace of the virus in my body, is your treatment. It has also taken care of the neuralgia associated with the infection. If you want to know more about my story, just shoot me an email at palmermark79@gmail.com. The step-by-step herpes protocol my father developed worked not only for these people, but for literally everyone who tried it. Up to today, it has helped more than 7,500 herpes victims ban the virus from their lives, never to suffer from any sore again. Best of all, it's so simple and inexpensive it hardly costs $1 a day. Just a few months ago, it was almost impossible to get access to this treatment protocol. You see, my father's booked months in advance, and unless you own a British health insurance, you'd have to pay a consultation fee of £300, about $500. I would never have been able to pay this with my modest salary as a journalist. Since both my father and I want to help as many herpes victims as possible, we had to solve this issue. I thus used my writing skills to condense every single detail of this treatment in an easy-to-follow report which I named the Ultimate Herpes Protocol: Secrets to Naturally Treat Herpes. The Ultimate Herpes Protocol is a step-by-step blueprint to fight off herpes type 1 and 2 as well as shingles without unleashing chemical warfare on your body. Best news? It works even if you've already blown hundreds or even thousands of dollars on conventional herpes medication without significant relief, even if you've been suffering from herpes for years, and even if your virus is currently in hiding and your doctor claims nothing can reach it. Let this protocol vanish your herpes and restore your health as it has for more than 7,500 folks just like you. The reason it's called the Ultimate Protocol is simple. It's the only system that attacks herpes from 3 angles at the same time, guaranteeing its complete destruction. First, it kicks your immune system into high gear. It's like sharpening the axe when you want to cut down a tree. Your sharper immune system can axe herpes fast and with ease. See, your body is incredibly powerful in healing itself, but often its ability is crippled because it's starved of vital nutrients. Starting on page 14, you'll learn about 7 vital steps to nourish and restore your immune system naturally. Soon, not only herpes but also small infections will be a thing of the past. It's like having the seals stationed at your front door, preventing any virus from wiggling its way in. On page 20, you'll discover how to claw toxic gunk out of your body, which slowly poisons you. Kiss headaches, fatigue, or problems with your digestion goodbye, and all this while giving the herpes virus a deadly blow. The second angle from which the Ultimate Herpes Protocol attacks the virus is by dissolving its protective protein coat. This leaves the virus as helpless as a newborn baby against the attack by your strengthened immune system. As a last measure, the Ultimate Herpes Protocol stops the virus from making copies of itself. Just like an army without reinforcements, the herpes virus gets crushed and driven out of your system. Thanks to this state-of-the-art treatment protocol, suffering from herpes doesn't need to be your destiny anymore. Now, faith is one thing. Actually seeing the results is another thing altogether. Just listen to what Eva W. from Orem, Utah had to say. Pills, creams, and even diet changes. I tried them all, but nothing could stop these herpes sores from appearing month after month. They made me scared to let anyone new into my life, let alone my bed. Honestly, it was mostly desperation that made me try your protocol. I still can't believe it writing this, but I've been outbreak-free for 3 months now. I haven't dared to take a test yet, but these 3 months alone feel like a divine gift. Thank you so much. Jason P. from Connecticut wrote me saying, I had high hopes when I discovered your site, but the results have exceeded my fondest dreams. 2 different tests with 2 different doctors both came back negative, and it's just a month ago that I bought your report. I'd have never thought herpes can be cured that fast. Finally, someone who actually cares about helping people with herpes. You are the best. Now, I know each of us is different, so I can't say how much pain the Ultimate Herpes Protocol will help you escape. I don't know how much herpes makes you suffer, and I'd be guessing if I'd say the embarrassment this condition causes shattered your zest of life. What I can say with 100% certainty is that traditional meds only reduce the number of outbreaks, but do nothing to dismantle the ticking time bomb of the herpes virus inside you, and all drugs come with a long list of side effects. You don't have to suffer like this anymore. You can stop herpes now without any of this madness. I still remember how just hours into the protocol my sores stopped itching, how they healed after a few days, and how I felt like I'd woken up from a nightmare when both the PCR blood test and the IgG came back negative. What would it be worth to you to experience this yourself? $100,000 as taking prescription drugs until you're old and grey will cost you? Probably not. What about $2,400? Remember, you shell that out every year for a cyclovir. Expensive, Maybe $500. That's what one consultation with my father costs. That would be a steal. But you're never going to pay that. I wanted everyone to be able to have access to this treatment protocol while still covering the cost of our marketing. So I thought $59 would be a very fair price. Let me ask you this. How would you feel looking back years from now, still suffering from frequent outbreaks, and realize you could have cured your herpes right now with just a few simple steps? What would it mean to you to never worry about untimely outbreaks again? What would it feel like to never have another one of those come-clean conversations with a potential partner? Finally, relax and feel approachable again, knowing that skeleton in your closet has vanished. If you act now, as long as this presentation is still up, you can gain access to this program for just $37 today. Note, this is a 62% price reduction from the usual price of $59 in celebration of the upcoming Herpes Awareness Day. That's less than what a week's supply of acyclovir costs you, without the side effects. It's a fraction of what a visit to any doctor costs. And it's practically free, considering all the heartache and embarrassment it will save you from. And all you need to do is click the blue Get Instant Access button below. In just minutes from now, you can be well on your way to be free of herpes for life. The fact that you've watched this far proves that you feel how different the Ultimate Herpes Protocol is from anything else you might have tried to treat your herpes with. Just imagine what it would be like to finally live a normal life again. No more shame and guilt, crippling costs and sickening side effects of dangerous drugs. Simply click the blue Get Instant Access button below and let me help you end this nightmare. Listen, I want you to make this decision with complete peace of mind, and that's why I'll take all the risk. What this means for you is that I'm not asking you to buy this system now or to trust me. All I'm asking you is to say maybe and test the Ultimate Herpes Protocol for yourself for a full 60 days. Read through the report and follow it for a month. Email and ask questions if you like. If you don't wake up on day 30 feeling like $1,000,000, knowing that herpes is no longer part of your life, or even if you simply don't like the font used in the report, you will receive every red cent of your investment back. No questions asked, no hassle. This is not just an ironclad guarantee, but a personal promise from someone who's been exactly where you are. I know what it feels like to live like an outcast and to be bled dry by shameless big pharma. Unlike them, I don't want your money unless I can help you. And the only reason I'm not giving this information away for free is twofold. First, most people don't believe free information is worth anything, so they ignore it. And the second, most important reason is that I'll invest a large part of this money into educating people about this treatment. Plus, for every report sold, $1 goes to UltiMed Research. This independent organization fights for the full integration of alternative medicine into conventional healthcare, so all people can enjoy optimum wellness. You have an important decision to make now, one that will have a dramatic effect on your life. Obviously, I can't make it for you, but I honestly believe there are no accidents in life. There's a reason you're watching this presentation, and soon you'll look back at this moment as the crucial turning point in your life. All you have to do now to banish your herpes and help other people do the same is click the blue Get Instant Access button below. You'll download the manual together with all your bonuses directly to your computer. It's the first important step to join more than 7,500 folks just like you who now enjoy a life free of herpes. But you really have to act now to benefit from our whopping 62% price reduction. After the Herpes Awareness Day has passed, we will raise the price again, since we can help more people this way. As much as I hate to say it, but you are at a crossroads now, with basically 3 choices. First, you could decide to do nothing. Extinguish that glimmer of hope and try to accept that you will suffer from herpes for the rest of your life. Expensive drugs will continue to burn a hole in your pocket month after month in the vague hope to keep embarrassing outbreaks at a minimum. Option number 2 is to apply what you've learnt in this webinar and try to figure out by yourself how to treat your herpes without any side effects. Unless you're a natural healing practitioner with tens of years of experience, this is a bad idea. Even my father worked years to discover an inexpensive treatment protocol to cure this tricky virus. Do you really think it's worth reinventing the wheel instead of pushing the pedal to the metal on the highway of healing? Why not simply go with option number 3, as more than 7,500 other former herpes victims have? Take advantage of the Ultimate Herpes Protocol, 100% risk-free, and let it heal your herpes quickly, naturally, and without any side effects. Follow in my footsteps and become yet another of our countless success stories. Just click the blue Get Instant Access button below and download everything to your computer. Don't forget, our special Herpes Awareness Day discount won't last forever. So if you leave this site and don't take action now, it's likely you will pay over 60% more than when you buy now. Remember, if you don't love it, you don't pay, because you're fully covered by my 60 days It's a Personal Promise guarantee. I know by first-hand experience how devastating herpes is for both your love life and your self-esteem. That's why I'm so passionate about you trying this protocol. I know it can work miracles for you if you just let it. Click the blue Get Instant Access button below to end your suffering. Again, my name is Melanie Addington, and if you have any questions, I'm here to help. Still here? Still making your decision? As you can imagine, I get lots of questions from people about this treatment protocol, so let me just answer some of the most common ones. 1. How fast do I get access? Since the Ultimate Herpes Protocol is delivered in electronic form, you get access instantly. This means you are just minutes away from taking the first steps to resolve your herpes trouble. 2. Isn't this the same information I can find all over the internet? Definitely not. First, all the information you can find online is chaotic. There's no advice on when to do what or why. With every text or post you read, you'll become more confused. The Ultimate Herpes Protocol contains clear instructions on what to do. Everything is explained in simple English. Don't forget that many people who post online have a vested interest in selling their goods and services. You can't rely on what they say. My father's protocol is proven to work, and even if you are the exception from the rule, you risk nothing because you're just test driving it and can always get your money back. 3. Will this work for anyone? No. There are some rare cases for which the treatment protocol will not work, and this is why I've put this strong guarantee in place. If you belong to the unlucky few who don't see immediate benefits after starting this protocol, you will receive your money back, every cent of it, and without any silly questions. 4. I'm pregnant. Can I still follow your protocol? While this treatment is completely safe and without any side effects, my father advises pregnant women to start the protocol after they've given birth. It's always better to be overly cautious when the life of an unborn child is concerned. Just benefit from the current discount now and start your treatment later. 5. I have allergies. Is this still safe? The general answer is yes. None of the substances used in the Ultimate Herpes Protocol is known to cause or aggravate any allergies. It's always best to check with your physician since everyone is different and he knows your case better than me. 6. Can I trust your guarantee? Yes, and it's even assured by a third party. You see, all payments are processed by the largest online retailer of digital information after Amazon. They've been in business for over 15 years because their customer service is first class. You can absolutely trust them. 7. How fast will I see results? This largely depends on what stage you're in. If you have open sores, you will see results much more quickly than when your virus is in hiding. Personally, I've seen results after the first day. My father advises to give it at least a week, better a month if you haven't had an outbreak in a while. Keep in mind, you're protected by a full 60 days get all your money back guarantee, so you can't lose. Those are the most common questions. If you're still wondering, the only way to find out is to click the Get Instant Access button below. You're covered by an unconditional guarantee.